माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe. Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Radhe Jayo Shri Radhe. Jayo Nitai Gauranga Jayo Nitai Gaurango Nitai Gauranga Jayo Nitai Gaurango. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Jayo Prabhupada Prabhupada.
Jai Om Vishnupad Prabham Saprivyajacharya Stotra Shata Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Samstapchara save the whole world. Vishwa Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnundi ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Shat Goswami Prabhus ki jai. Prem se kaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Vrinda Devi Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम्. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 3, the Lord's Pastimes out of Vrindavan, Text 14. Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshauhiniko madamshar Ashtadashakshauhiniko madamshar Aste balam durvisham yadunam Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam chapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvisham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bharo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru bhavo Yadrona bhishma arjuna bhima mulai Ashtadashakshini ko madamshay Aste balam durvishaham yadunam Shapitorubaro. Kyan Buvoyam Shapitorubaro. Yadrona Bhishma Arjuna Bhima Mule. Ashtadasha Akshani. Ashtadasha Akshani Komadam Sher. Aste Balam Durvishaham Yadunam. Kyan. What is this? Buaha of the earth. I am this. Shapita. Abated. Uru. Very great. Baraha. Burden. Yat. Which. Drona. Drona. Bhishma. Bhishma. Arjuna. Arjuna. Bhima. Bhima. Mulai. On the background. Ashtadasha. 18. Akshauhini. Phalanxes of military strength. Kaha. Who? Madamshay. With my descendants. Aste. Are still there. Balam. Great strength. Durvishaham. Unbearable. Yadunam. Of the Yadu dynasty. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. After the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, the Lord said, the abatement of the great burden of the earth has now been effected with the help of Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna and Bhima. But what is this? There is still the great strength of the Yadu dynasty, born of myself, which may be a more unbearable burden. Please repeat the translation. After the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, the Lord said, the abatement of the great burden of the earth has now been effected with the help of Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna and Bhima. But what is this? There is still the great strength of the Yadu dynasty, born of myself, which may be a more unbearable burden. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is a wrong theory that due to an increase in population, the world becomes overburdened and therefore there are wars and other annihilating processes. The earth is never overburdened. The heaviest mountains and oceans on the face of the earth hold more living entities than there are human beings, and they are not overburdened. If a census were taken of all the living beings on the surface of the earth, certainly it would be found that the number of humans is not even 5% of the total number of living beings. If the birth rate of human beings is increasing, then the birth rate of other living beings is increasing proportionally. The birth rate of lower animals, beasts, aquatics, birds, etc. is far greater than that of human beings. There is an adequate arrangement for food for all the living beings all over the earth by the order of the Supreme Lord. And He can arrange more and more if there is actually a disproportionate increase of living beings. Therefore, there is no question of an increase in population causing a burden. The earth becomes overburdened due to dharmaglani or irregular discharge of Lord's desire. The Lord appeared on the earth to curb the increase in miscreants and not the increase in population as it is wrongly put forward by the mundane economist. When Lord Krishna appeared, there had been a sufficient increase in miscreants who had violated the desire of the Lord. The material creation is meant for fulfilling the desire of the Lord and His desire that the conditioned souls who are unfit to enter into the kingdom of God have a chance to improve their conditions for entering. The entire process of cosmic arrangement is intended just to give a chance to the conditioned souls to enter the kingdom of God. And there is an adequate arrangement for their maintenance by the nature of the Lord. Therefore, although there may be a great increase in population on the surface of the earth, if the people are exactly in line with God consciousness and are not miscreants, such a burden on the earth is a source of pleasure for her. There are two kinds of burdens. There is the burden of the beast and the burden of love. The burden of the beast is unbearable, but the burden of love is source of pleasure. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti describes the burden of love very practically. He says that the burden of the husband on the young wife, the burden of the child on the lap of the mother, and the burden of wealth on the businessman, although actually burdens from the viewpoint of heaviness are sources of pleasure, and in the absence of such burdensome object, one may feel the burden of separation, which is heavier to bear than the actual burden of love. When Lord Krishna referred to the burden of the Yadu dynasty on the earth, he referred to something different than the burden of the beast. The large number of family members born of Lord Krishna counted to some millions and were certainly a great increase in the population of the earth. But because all of them were expansions of the Lord himself, by his transcendental plenary expansions, they were a source of great pleasure for the earth. When the Lord referred to them in connection with the burden on the earth, he had in the mind their imminent disappearance from the earth. All the members of the family of Lord Krishna were incarnations of different demigods, and they were to disappear from the surface of the earth along with the Lord. When he referred to the unbearable heaviness on the earth, his connection with the Yadu dynasty, he was referring to the burden of their separation. Srila Jiva Goswami confirms this inference. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Melitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpatarabhischa Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So here in this portion of Bhagavatam, we are hearing from Uddhava, who is describing about Lord Krishna's pastime outside Vrindavan to Vidura. So Uddhava explains about after Krishna left Vrindavan, he explains about the killing of Kamsa and about his education, pastimes of Krishna marrying the principal queens, Rukmini, Satyabhama, etc. And the killing of Narakasura and marrying of 16,100 queens. And then after that, how Yadu Vamsha was expanding. Yadu Vamsha is very vast. It is said that Krishna first of all expanded to 16,100 Krishnas because he had to satisfy 16,100 wives. No, it is said that Narada wanted to see that how Krishna is managing 16,100 wives. It's not so easy. So it is said that Narada went to each and every palace to see. First he entered one palace where Krishna is taking care, is sitting with his wife and having some discussion. As soon as Krishna saw Narada coming in, and immediately he welcomed him, made him sit on his own throne, washed his feet, took Charanamrita, put on his head, and the queens also followed the same. The queen, particular queen, one queen. And it is said that very nicely taken care, very nicely spoken, and he lives. and Narada goes to the next palace. And like that, he goes to the next palace. Krishna is engaging in some other activity. He is with his children playing something. And it is said that as soon as he sees Narada, again, "Oh, Narada Muni, please come. Please come, take the seat here." So it is said that each and every palace Narada used to go, he is welcomed. And as if he is coming the first time. And Krishna takes care of him. No, it is not that I already taken care of him there. Why should ignore him? No, he took care of him the same way. Made him sit on the throne, washed his feet, spoke good words, and satisfied him, and he lives. So Narada also was bewildered. How is it possible? Even yogi cannot do. Krishna could do this. It is said that, what is that Rishi's name? Shaubari Rishi. He had 50, how many wives? 50 wives, no? So he expanded himself. That expansion and Krishna's expansion is different. He is limited to that expansion to do one particular activity at one particular time. But Narada is seeing this Krishna is expanded, is doing different activities in different places. That is extraordinary, which is, you cannot even understand. That is the expansion of Krishna. Each and every Krishna is non-different, means same Krishna is there in each and every palace, but doing different activities. It's not so easy. So, like that, it is said that Krishna expanded, each and every wife had 10 children, and these 10 sons had again 10 sons. Means the Yadu Vamsha was very, very huge. And it is lakhs and lakhs of palaces were there for all of them to be there separate. If 10 children are there, again 10 children, that you can imagine number of palaces also. So that was Yadu Vamsha. It was very strong. And it is said further, Krishna killed some of the demons by himself, and some were killed by Balaram, and some he made to kill by his associates. Like some were killed by Bhishma, some by Arjuna and others. So it is said that although the Lord, Lord again arranged a big war field, that is Kurukshetra war, it is said that Krishna killed all these Akshavinis. How much is Akshavini mentioned here? Ashtadasha Akshavini. That is from Pandava's side and Kaurava's side put together. 7 from Pandavas and 11 from Kaurava's side. All put together 18 Akshavinis. Ashtadasha Akshavini. And it is said that everyone was killed. And Lord supposed to be happy, right? But it is said, mentioned by Uddhava that Lord was not happy. He was not at all happy. What are the reasons for Lord's unhappiness? Why Krishna is not happy? It is said reason 1 is because all the living entities were his part and parcels. And he didn't want to see them to die in such a way. Example was Duryodhana. Duryodhana, his thighs broken. He was lying on the battlefield suffering with pain. He didn't want to see his own Amsha. Krishna is a father and he didn't want to see his son suffering like this. So that is the reason he was unhappy. The second reason why he was unhappy, that is explained in today's verse. It is said that after the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, the Lord said, Bhuvoyam Shapitoru Baro. The abatement of the earth's great burden. Abatement means reduction. So earth had lot of weight. Weight of sinful people. So that sinful people is reduced. Okay. That burden is reduced. Now, he explains how it got reduced by Ashtadashokshiniko. Said 18 Akshavinis. Approximately, if you calculate, It is 60 lakh men dying in one battlefield. 60 lakh, very huge. This is apart from the horses and elephants. Even it will be more if you calculate, even they are added. So how it was arranged? With the help of Yadrona Bhishmarjuna Bhima Mulai. Yadrona Bhishmarjuna. Yadrona Bhishma. Drona, Bhishma and Arjuna. Bhishmarjuna Bhima Mulai. Through these four people, the entire Kurukshetra war happened, successfully killed all of them. But Lord is wondering, what is this? Kiyan? I'm seeing one more burden there. What is that burden? Aste balam yadunam. There is still the great strength of the Yadu dynasty. And this strength of Yadu dynasty is born from whom? He said, myself. Mad amsher, born of myself. Durvishaham, which may be more unbearable burden. What is unbearable? Which is unbearable burden. So very nicely Prabhupada explains that what is unbearable burden and what is that burden which Krishna, the Uddhava is speaking about. That is explained in today's verse. That Kiyan bhuvoyam shapitoru baro yadrona bhishmarjana bhima mulai ashtadashokshani ko madam sher aste balam durvishaham yadunam. After the end of the battle of Kurukshetra, Lord said, the abatement of the great burden of the earth has now been effected with the help of Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna and Bhima. But what is this? There is still the great strength of Yadu dynasty born of myself, which may be more unbearable burden. Very interestingly, we can see in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains about the burden. Generally, we have an understanding that earth is overburdened. There are a lot of theses coming discussing on this. So we have to kill some living entities because it will get overburdened. That is a understanding they have. There are a lot of hens and birds which are there. It will be too much. So that is the reason we have to kill and eat it. So this is one kind of understanding. It's a wrong theory. So Prabhupada explains in the purport that overburdened by the number of living entities, it is a wrong theory that due to an increase in overpopulation, the world becomes overburdened and therefore there are wars and other annihilating processes. So this is a wrong theory. Somebody wants to kill animals or somebody thinks that war is good. And so it gets overburdened and mass killing happens. That is a wrong theory. So Prabhupada further explains that earth, if you consider, if you are thinking that human beings are more, but Prabhupada says that number of other living entities exceeds the number of, as compared to the human beings, that exceeds the number. And if you calculate, if there is a census made, human beings are less than 5% as compared to other living entities. Prabhupada gives a very nice, he says that in the mountains and in the oceans, there are so many living entities which you can't even count. And earth, and it is said that if you say that human beings' birth rate is increasing, and Prabhupada mentions that even they are expert in increasing the birth rate. One small insect can produce so many eggs, it can multiply also. Like that, even other living entities, pigs or dogs, and if human beings can give birth to 1 or 2 children at a time, but the other living entities are even more, they expand exponentially. So that is actually not a burden. And Prabhupada further mentions that there is an adequate supply for food for all these living entities. Lord is arranged. And that is also not a burden for it. And if you consider for human beings, why there is kind of adequacy, there is less number of food grains, wherein people are suffering for that. Why is it? Is it that Lord is not able to manage? Is it mismanagement from God's side? Not at all. No, sometimes we arrange food for people and food gets exhausted. No, some people come and we said, sorry, prasadam nahi hai. It's not like that. The Lord's arrangement is not mismanagement. It is not that God cannot arrange for everybody. Prabhupada explains that actually it is because of the overburden of the people who are not following dharma. Dharmasya glanihi. So, irregular discharge of Lord's desire. So, irregular discharge of Lord's desire. So, somebody is not following the Lord's desire. Then there is actually a burden. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur says there is no shortage in this material world. No shortage at all. The only shortage is lack of Krishna consciousness. People are not God conscious. So, what is that God's desire? Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains, the material creation is meant for fulfilling the desire of the Lord, and His desire is that the conditioned souls who are unfit to enter into the kingdom of God have a chance to improve the conditions for entering. The entire process of cosmic arrangement is intended just to give a chance for the conditioned soul to enter into the kingdom of God, and there is adequate arrangement for their maintenance by the nature of the Lord. So it is said that actually that this entire creation is actually meant to for us to go back to the spiritual world. If somebody lacks in doing that activity, each and every activity we should take care that are we progressing towards God. If we don't follow that, then we are actually a burden to this earth. So we need to be very careful. Are we burden or are we going light and it is pleasure for the Lord? That is what we have to see. So each and every activity we have to monitor, we have to see. Is it going near to Krishna? Going to the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan. So this is how we have to see that it is said that if there are God conscious men, then it is a source of pleasure for the Lord. It is source of pleasure for the Lord and also to the earth. Prabhupada very nicely explains there are two kinds of burden. One burden, there is a burden of beast and the burden of love. So burden of beast, everybody knows. What is burden of beast now? Sinful people? Lord following Lord's instructions. Very particular, you can see the purpose of Prabhupada. He never generalized. He never said sinful people. He said that you are not following the God's instructions, which is meant for us to go back to the spiritual world. So then you are a burden of beast. So next, what is the burden of love? Srila Prabhupada explains that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes the burden of love. He says the burden of husband on the young wife, the burden of child on the lap of mother, and the burden of wealth on the businessman. Although actually burdens from the viewpoint of heaviness are sources of pleasure. And in the absence of such burdensome objects, one may feel the burden of separation, which is heavier to bear than the actual burden of love. So what is burden of love is very nicely Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains. So all this burden, businessman is feeling that my wealth is ready, more wealth is there. Actually, pleasure is there. When the wealth is reducing, there is a separation, always a worry. So like that, the Prabhupada explains between husband and wife also. If husband goes away, then there is a separation, there is a pain. Child and mother. That is also a very nice example. So here, particularly, the second reason for the Lord to be unhappy is that he saw that all these yadus are there. They come for a particular purpose. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashayate dushkritam. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yogi. So Lord has called them for one purpose. And all these demigods have come and they are playing different role in the Yadu Vamsha. And now is a time where he has to wind up the pastime. Yes. And the Lord is feeling, oh, I have to get separate from them. They were all with me. Now I am getting separated. So this is the second reason why Lord is worrying. This is a burden of separation. So we can see that how very nicely Prabhupada explains that burden of love, burden of beast and burden of love. And very nicely we can see that in the Uddhava explains the two reasons. One is the reason where he is killing all the sinful people and they are lying down and so many demons he has killed. And because of that he is feeling pain. And the second reason, now he is getting separated from the Yadu Vamsha. And if we analyze, the Lord also has one more pain. What is that pain he undergoes? In the pages of Bhagavatam we will come to know. All of us, we take to Krishna consciousness, we practice Krishna consciousness every day, chanting and everything, all the regulative principles, austerity, tapasya, everything we are doing. But one thing which actually gives pain to the Lord is Vaishnava Aparadha. Vaishnava Aparadha is something which the Lord is also he's annoyed. Oh, he's taken up Krishna consciousness, the Lord is happy, he is coming near to me. And as a period of time he does, because of his practices, he feels, oh, I am something great. Aparadha happens when we think that I am better than somebody, or we'll start comparing, or we start analyzing, or we think that I am better than the next person. That is where we tend to do Vaishnava Aparadha. So we can see this in the context of Durvasa Muni cursing Ambrisha. It's a very important pastime. We can see how the dealings between Durvasa and Ambrisha and further what happened. It is said that Ambarish Maharaj was doing an Ekadashi Vrata with his wife, and he observed this Ekadashi Vrata, and the next day he is supposed to break the fast. And at that moment it is said that just the Muhurta is approaching to break the fast. Durvasa Muni came with his disciples and he said, today I am going to have the Dwadashi Prasadam in your house, in his palace. And he said that I'll finish my morning rites, I'll go to nearby Yamuna and come back. And it is said that Ambarish Maharaj was waiting and Durvasa Muni went with his disciples and it was getting delayed. And Ambarish Maharaj saw that is the Parayana time, that Ekadashi, the next day they have to break the fast during that Muhurta. And it is said that it was getting delayed and he was thinking that what to do at this particular time, and he was in a dilemma. And he was thinking that it should not be an offense, it should not be a mistake, that what to do. And he consulted few Brahmanas and he got a solution for it. He said that now to break the fast is take few drops of water, take achaman, do achaman. And by that it is like breaking the fast and not breaking the fast also. Means not offending Durvasa, not eating. It is not like eating. So both things are balanced. So based on the instruction, no, it is actually said that when a guest is coming, that without first guest being fed, the host should not take any food. So it is said that Ambarish was feeling that how to do this, and because of this he got a solution to take 3 drops of water. And it is said he took water and he waited, and Durvasa came and he was very angry. Durvasa could see that by his yogic powers, he could see that Ambarish has already eaten. He considers eating. Just because he drank 3 drops of water, it considers eating. And he didn't even ask for anything, nothing. He got so angry, and he took out from his from Jata, he took 3 strands of hairs and created a fiery demon. And that fiery demon, he said that he ordered him to kill Ambarisha. It was not at all a big offense. It's not at all an offense. And he consulted the Brahmanas also. And it is said that the fiery demon came, and what was Ambarish doing? Ambarish was just on folded hands, he was waiting. Okay, Durvasa is ordered to kill, I am ready. But here in the Bhagavatam it is said that why Durvasa is having that kind of behavior. It is said that because of the pride what he had, because of his doing his austerity and knowledge what he has gained, because of that he behaved like that. That Lord Krishna, Vishnu also explains that. Further it comes that because of his tapasya and knowledge, that pride has come in his head. So it's very important for us as a practitioner, when we perform devotional service, even the small practices we get puffed up. Okay, we are regularly coming for Mangala Aarti, little pride will come. Or we are little well versed with Bhagavatam shlokas or Bhagavad Gita shlokas, little pride will come. I am better than him. So these all things actually makes us fall down from the process what we are following. So one has to balance. This is an imbalance. All these things is only for the pleasure of the Lord. If you forget this, everything is gone. I am doing this Ekadashi Vrata, or I am coming for Mangala Aarti for the pleasure of the Lord. For the pleasure of the Lord. I am doing sometimes the Nirjala. One devotee used to do Nirjala. He was continuously, every Ekadashi I have seen, doesn't fast. Doesn't take any fruits or water. So that is kind of austerity they do. But that also is only for the pleasure of the Lord. It's an offering. Now, you should not even mention that I am fasting or non-fasting, only taking fruits or non-grain, something like that. So one has to be very humble while practicing bhakti as a practitioner. So this is the main thing where we can see that Durvasa Muni got into a very dangerous position. So what happened? Just because Ambarish did this and he pulled out his hair strands and fiery demon came and attacked. It is said that immediately the Lord Vishnu released his Sudarshana Chakra. It is said that Sudarshana Chakra is always waiting behind Ambarish in the protection of Ambarish Maharaj. And immediately the Sudarshan Chakra came, killed this fiery demon and started attacking Durvasa. And the fire which is emanating from Sudarshana Chakra, and said that fire and sound is very, very irritating. You can't even tolerate. The sound of Sudarshan Chakra actually kills the lower inhabitants of Atala, Vitala, Sutala. They don't have death like that. They said that Sudarshana Chakra appears and miscarriage happens in the womb. So like that, death happens in the lower inhabitants. Otherwise, there is no death for the lower inhabitants. So Sudarshan Chakra is the cause. So here, the fire and the sound, which is intolerable, and Durvasa is running to get rid of Sudarshan Chakra. And he went to Brahma. It is said that Brahma said I and all the demigods, if cleared it off from his side, said we are all dependent on the Supreme Lord. We are not independently, we cannot take any action. If you do, we cannot do anything. And Durvasa went to Brahma. He thought there is no hope from Brahma's side, and Devatas, no chance. Then he went to Shiva. And it is said that he went and approached Shiva, fallen to his feet. And it is said Shiva's expansion is Durvasa. So Durvasa, Shiva explained that, Durvasa, you have done a big offense. You have offended a Vaishnava. I cannot do anything. Only Vishnu can protect you. Better you should go to Vishnu. And it is said that Durvasa ran to Vishnu Loka. And there he fell into the feet of Vishnu and he asked for protection. And what did Lord Vishnu say? He said, I am also not independent. Very surprising. He says that I am also not independent. I am also dependent on my devotees. I cannot do anything. He says, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradino, Ye Aswatantra Hiva Dvija Sadhubir, Grasto Hridayo Bhaktir, Bhakta Janapriyaha. I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent because of my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the cores of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. So, not only devotees of Vishnu directly, devotee of my devotee. If you just take shelter of Srila Prabhupada is sufficient. Your direct protection of Sudarshana. So, it is said that Lord is fully sold out to his devotee. Then he says, Sadhavo hridayam mayyam sadhunam hridayam toham mad anyatte na janati naham tebyo managipi. The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart and I am always in the heart of the pure devotee. My devotees do not know anything else but me and I do not know anyone else but them. Since pure devotees give up their homes, wives, children, relatives, riches and even their lives simply to serve me without any desire for material improvement in this life or in the next, how can I give up such devotees at any time? Then Vishnu says, O Brahmana, let me now advise you for your own protection. Please hear from me. By offending Maharaj Ambrish, you have acted with self-envy. Therefore, you should go to him immediately without a moment's delay. One's so-called prowess, when employed against the devotee, certainly harms him who employs it. Thus, it is the subject, not the object who is harmed. So, it is said that Vishnu also said, I cannot do anything. You should take shelter of Ambrish Maharaj. And it is said that finally he went and touched the feet of Ambrish Maharaj and asked forgiveness. Ambrish Maharaj was very ashamed. He felt, what is this? Durvasa is such a great rishi, Brahmana, and he is touching my feet. And immediately Sudarshana got away. And Durvasa Muni was spared. So it is very important that to understand this is one of the cause of Lord's unhappiness. Lord gets hurt when his devotees are hurt. Always remember. So sometimes we think that I am not bothered of anybody else. Myself and my Lord, that's all. So one has to be very careful. This is a Kanishta Adhikari thinking. So one has to understand that in our dealings, we should not do Vaishnava Aparadha. Sometimes we tend to use such words. Sometimes we feel like hurting. We have to be very, very careful, very careful. Very careful. What to speak of hitting somebody? It's not at all admittable. So one has to be very careful that by this act, it is said that the service to pure devotees is a source for liberation. If we do service to pure devotees, Mahat Sevaya Dwaram Ahur Vimukte. Doors for liberation is open. But same if you offend the devotees, what happens? So it is actually a cause of fall down. So one has to be very careful in this aspect, that we should not cause unhappiness for the Lord, unhappiness for his devotees. I shall stop here. If anybody has any questions or comments, can be asked. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, you only. Yeah.
Why Krishna was unhappy of Duryodhan? Because Duryodhan was so bad person.
Yeah, he offended.
उसने सोचा था, मरते मरते भी उसने अश्वत्थामा को कहा था कि पांडवों को मार दो.
ठीक है, आंसर करूं? आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में आ गया? So Duryodhana also was an offender of devotees, Pandavas. But again, he got punished. उन्होंने गलती किया है, इसके लिए उनको पनिशमेंट भी मिला. ओके, बट ऐसा दुर्दिशा था उनका, वो क्या पूरा वारफील्ड में ऐसे ही पड़ा हुआ था, पूरा उनका जंगा तोड़ के ऐसा ही बहुत दर्द हो रहा था उनको. सो भगवान कृष्ण वो पेन सह नहीं सकता. अनफॉर्चुनेट. He didn't want Duryodhana to die in that way. But unfortunately he has to do it because he has done such a mistake. उन्होंने गलती किया है, इसलिए भगवान कृष्ण ने उनको ऐसा पनिशमेंट दिया. सो इसलिए दो चीज है, एक है वैष्णव अपराध किया, उनको रिजल्ट भी मिला. दूसरा, भगवान कृष्ण का अंश है, भगवान कृष्ण का ही बेटा है. दुर्योधन भी एक भगवान कृष्ण का ही अंश है ना. ममैव अंशो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातना, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna was very sad because seeing Duryodhana is put into that state. He didn't want to see Duryodhana in that state. So two things are there. One is the Paritranaya Sadhunam Krishna delivered, but Vinashaya Dushkritam, he killed the miscreants, but still he is unhappy. It is not a pleasure for the Lord. After killing demons, Krishna is not getting pleasure. Oh, I killed so many demons. No, this is a wrong understanding. People will say that Krishna killed, because of Krishna's such decision, he had to kill so many lakhs and lakhs of people. Krishna didn't want to kill so many people. He tried to avoid killing. No, he went as a Shanti Prastav. He gave option to the Kauravas also. He avoided this. But so that is where we don't follow the instructions of Krishna, then our death is also like Duryodhana. We also have to die like Duryodhana if we don't follow the instruction of Krishna. Yes. Question is answered?
और परीक्षित महाराज जैसे कैसे बन सकते हैं?
प्रभुपाद के instructions follow करो बस. Chant 16 rounds, follow regulative principles, take Krishna Prasadam, sufficient. परीक्षित महाराज के जैसा बन सकते हैं. Yes, माता जी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mata.
Prabhupada ji has also said, people those who die, Krishna kills them. Even they are liberated. If Krishna has killed them.
Krishna wants them to enter into the spiritual world, into his home. He don't want to give him that kind of liberation. That liberation is got. Just because they are dying in front of Krishna, they are all getting liberated. What kind of liberation?
What kind of liberation is that? Then it's better to be... Then it's Krishna said ke haathon marenge.
That kind of liberation is not expected from Krishna. That liberation is Kaivalya Mukti. Kaivalya is not what is expected by Krishna. That is also very, very deeper understanding. Krishna wants them to enter into the spiritual world. Golok, Vrindavan, Vaikunta. But what kind of liberation they are getting is only Kaivalya Mukti. The chance of again falling down is there. That is a one more understanding. Yes. Yes. This Kaivalya Mukti. Impersonal liberation it is.
Personal. So they don't go back to Godhead or they don't go to heaven also.
No. They because they had followed their dharma, they'll go to heavenly planets. That is guaranteed. That is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Shastras. Somebody dies in the battlefield, the doors for heaven is open. They go to the heavenly planets. But that is not what is wanted. Krishna is not happy with that. Krishna wants everyone to come back to his own house. Come to his own house. Enjoy there. Not in the heavenly pleasures are nothing, very insignificant. Yes, after that, yeah. Yes, one second. I'll just finish.
Prabhuji, what are the 18 Akshavanis?
Very big description is there. There are 3,93,000 soldiers. Then that is 39 lakh the warriors. Then there is 3 lakh elephants and 3 lakh horses. And there is 3 lakh chariots also. So put together is a very big number. Like that one Akshavani, there were 18 Akshavanis.
Akshavani doesn't mean persons like Dronacharya, Bhishma, like that?
No, they are all great warriors. Maharathis, they are called. Maharathis, great warriors. Yes, Prabhu. That is the reason it is said, do your bhakti and go back to the spiritual world. Don't stay in this material world. This is not the place for living. What is the description given by Shastras? Padam padam yad vipadam. It's a place of misery. What are you expecting here? Oh, it's not a place to live here. No, peaceful. It's not a place for gentlemen. Not a place for gentlemen. So a devotee always thinks, oh, let me get rid of this. I don't want to. No, there are a lot of sinful people around. Anytime I can forget Krishna. Let me follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna and go back to the spiritual world. Escape. That is what we have to do. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, just Dhanush Pranam, Prabhu. I just wanted to add an information. There are certain group of preachers for certain sect. They arm this particular concept and they try to turn people against Lord Krishna, saying that two brothers were fighting. Why the Lord has to intervene and why he has to make this war? So this is used against like taking away, and this is rampantly done in Bangalore and certain sectors. So primarily in such situations, if we directly confront them, if it's happening right in front of us, we can really confront them.
No, there are understanding of people who say that Karna was a very good person.
Yeah, I've heard that also.
What is this? Karna was not a good person.
Yes.
You see in the Bhagavatam only, Duryodhana was also influenced by Karna.
Yeah.
This entire war happened because of Karna. If Karna was not there, war wouldn't have happened. If you see, if you properly read Mahabharata, every step, every instance what has happened, Karna is the person who is instigating Duryodhana. Don't worry, I'll fight. I'll be there with you. No, although Bhishma was also a part of Drona, everybody were going against. They were telling that war should happen. They said, no, war should not happen. Give the equal share. But Karna was the person, Karna, Shakuni, Dushyasana. These three names are mentioned. These were the people who were instigating Duryodhana. We'll fight. Don't worry, I'll be there. We'll be there behind you. So, one has, if there is no proper understanding, that is where we think that Karna is a hero in Mahabharata. Only good quality was, he was Danavira, that's all. Danavira. It is said many times, Bhima had defeated Karna many times. And very easily he would have killed Karna also. Why he didn't kill? Because Arjuna had taken a vow that Karna will get killed by me only. Otherwise Bhima would have killed Karna. Only one time he was defeated. One time, only one time. And many times there was a there was a battle between Bhima and Karna. Very easily Bhima could defeat Karna.
Thank you, Prabhu. I got the answer.
She'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.